Hi, my small change friends. I'm here today talking to you about my part 3 of healing my metabolism. I just got in from being out in the Antelope Valley and it is so hot. It was like 106 down there. So I'm glad to be in my nice cool house today. I missed my window of walking this morning, so I'm gonna have to wait until it gets a little bit cooler this afternoon so I can get that in. But right now I wanted to talk about healing your metabolism, and I talked earlier in parts 1 and 2 about how if you have been a chronic dieter and have in doing that lowered your metabolism and damaged it, and now you're in a place where you are trying to lose weight and your body is resistant to it because it's just lowered your metabolism so much. What do? And you're feeling frustrated. I was there and I went through an extensive metabolism healing process, and I am sharing that with you. So I wanted to encourage you to work on healing your metabolism if that's the situation you're in. If you have a healthy, humming metabolism, then this isn't for you. This is talking to you ladies out there that have had years of chronic dieting and have been on the yo-yo diet craze, and not intentionally, but you were hoping that your diet would work, and you thought the more you crash diet, the more you would lose. And maybe the first time, second time, third time, maybe when you were younger, it worked. But now that you're older and your body has learned what you are doing, it's not working so good anymore. And in that process, you have most definitely lost muscle. You've dieted it away. And like we talked about before, as we age, we are losing muscle as well on top of that. So we want to rev up your metabolism, build some muscle, and get yourself feeling better and your body working better. So I encourage you to try this. And what it is basically is you're going to be eating at a certain level at your total daily energy expenditure. What is that? There's several online calculators that you can go and figure that out according to what your activity level is throughout the day. So you're going to eat to that. And if you are in this metabolically damaged situation, you might gain weight in the beginning. And so I wanted to encourage you to not get discouraged because this metabolism healing process isn't for the faint of heart. You really got to wrap your head around it and commit to it, because your body is going to change. Sometimes when we're in a healing process, things get worse before they get better. But there is a beautiful light at the end of the tunnel. So I wanted to talk about how when you start eating more and your body is used to being restricted, it might hold on to those calories in the beginning. So what we're going to do in this metabolism healing process is teach your body that you are going to continue to give it the food that it requires, the food that it needs. I encourage you to eat whole, healthy, unprocessed food as much as possible to feed your body, especially as we age. We need good quality food, but not to discount occasional emotional eating, a cookie or whatever you need, shower cake or whatever it is. So we're going to train your body to eat to this level, so you'll want to pay attention to the quality of food that you're eating, and you're going to want to exercise. You're getting a little bit more calorie than you're used to, so you want to use it. And what better way to use it than to build that muscle that you've lost? And it's going to just make you look shapelier, and that in itself, having more muscle on your body, is going to raise your metabolism. When you first start eating more, your body might get a little bloated. It's holding water, so don't let that discourage you either, because it's not fat right away. It is mostly water retention. But since your body is so used to kind of dieting and binging, you have taught it in the past that when you do feed it, that you're going to be restricting soon. So it's trying to hold on to everything, water, fat, whatever it is. But don't let that discourage you, because it's not your real body fat. Once you start the process, I really encourage you to keep going and don't get emotional or don't get frustrated and go back to your crash dieting, because then you're just going back to that old diet mentality and you are doing damage to your body again, and you're not getting to your end goal of having a nice, healthy, humming metabolism. At this point, when you do your metabolism healing, the scale is not your friend. Your weight is going to be up and down and all over the place, and that can mess with your mind, especially if you are a chronic dieter. You know what I mean. That scale is very emotional. I know in my experience, it can make or break my day. And when I did my metabolism healing process, I did it for 20 weeks and I didn't step on the scale one time, because I knew me and I knew how my emotions get affected. And so the scale is not your friend at this point. I wore a Fitbit or some kind of tracker to calculate my calories, so I didn't have to guess at where my calories should be. You can go onto the calculators, but they're an estimate. They don't know you as a unique person and where you are at. So the Fitbit, it's not exact either, but it gave me a pretty good idea of where I should be as far as my daily expenditure. So I ate according to that. Another thing is there's different ways to do this process. You can do it slowly and add calories in and see how your body reacts over time. I personally just jumped right in and went from 12 to 1,500 calories that my body was used to 2,000 or more, because I just wanted to get in and get it over with. Did I put on that water weight faster? Yes. But it regulated, and I would gain the water weight, but then it would go away. I'd gain the water weight, then it'd go away. And I lifted weights and walked the whole time. I still do, because I wanted those any extra calories to go to muscle building. I wanted my muscle back. So you can take whatever approach you want to take. If jumping all in is too scary, then I suggest adding maybe 100 calories per week to see how your body responds to that. It's a little more gentle approach. So whatever you find works better for you and your lifestyle. One thing I remember when I was doing my metabolism heal is that my set calories were 2,000 calories. And sometimes I'd get home late at night, 10 o'clock at night, and I still had maybe 400 calories to go, because I just wasn't used to eating that much on a daily basis. Oh, sure, I would have my binge times when I would just cram food in my mouth, but on an everyday, daily basis, I just wasn't used to eating that much. So I'd get home late and I would see that I needed to eat, 400 more calories of carbs. And I remember one night I came home and I had a lot of carbs left, and I ate before I went to bed, and I literally felt like I was shoving it in my throat and I couldn't eat it, but I did it because I wanted to keep my body relying on me that, yes, I'm going to feed it the calories that it needs. And that's what I needed according to my macros. So when you're doing this process, you're going to want to get used to counting your macros, because let's face it, we want to do this in a way that our body is going to use the energy, the food that we're giving it, so that 40, 30, 30 is a good place to start, to make sure you're getting enough protein, carbohydrate, and fat, because you can eat 2,000 calories of Jelly Bellies, or you can eat 2,000 calories of broccoli. So you can see that calories, they count. The quality of your calories count. So you want to build your body up healthy. You want your hormones to be functioning properly. You want your energy levels to be up, all different factors. But we got to feed ourselves good quality foods. Another thing is the lifting. Not all of you might be lifting weights yet, or you don't want to lift weights. I highly encourage it, especially as we age, as you have known from my past videos. But at this point, when you are putting weight or food into your body, you want that food to be used for something. And since you've already been losing muscle, why not use it to build that muscle? And another thing it does is it keeps your mind and emotions focused on something else than the scale, or how big or thick or bloated I feel. Like I said before, I felt like I had gained 30 more pounds, and I didn't. But it just felt like that because I had such diet mentality that eating anything and eating this new way, 2,000 calories a day, I for sure thought I was going to gain a ton of weight, and I didn't. But it felt like that because that mind emotional connection. It's just when we are chronic dieters, we're a little bit messed up in our heads. We got that diet mentality going on. So if you need some help with your metabolism healing process and need some one-on-one help, contact me through smallchangesforbigresults.trainerize.com, and I can help you with that because it's something that is going to help you. It's going to heal you. It's going to improve your way of life, but it is a very emotional journey. And you have to commit to it for it to work. So if you have any more questions, please let me know. And I hope this was informative. I know doing my metabolism healing was a life changer for me. It taught me that food isn't the enemy. It taught me that I am stronger inside than I realized. I had been dieting most of my life, 30 plus years, dieting, binging, and at the end I was so frustrated, and I just thought I felt so weak. I felt like I am the weakest person. I was broken at 47, 48 years old until I started finding out about my metabolism and how I had this metabolic damage and how I could heal it. It was a life changer for me, and I realized that I'm not weak. It's the fitness industry that made me feel weak. And I will never do a crash diet again, and I'm able to maintain my weight. And that's another thing. So ultimately, I realize that you want to get to a certain size, you want to fit into a certain clothing size. Right now, during your metabolism healing, right now you're trying to get your metabolism up and healthy and running, not so that you can go back to a crash diet. What you're going to do when you do start your diet journey again, your cutting journey, I prefer to call it, is you're going to take it a lot slower, and you're going to be a lot more moderate, and you're going to see that your body will respond to that. Like I said, I can lose weight on 1,800 calories now. A deep cut for me is 1,600 calories, and then I'm really losing weight. I've got to where I really enjoy my food, though. I don't like to go on that deep a cut. I'd rather do it slowly. And then I'm not changing my life so much. It's not this huge diet that I have to turn my family upside down. I don't have to not go to social events. I can work with it. It's a way of life. And then when I get to my weight, if I had started to creep up and I go on a little cut and then I get to my weight, you might have a bigger cut to go on. That's okay. But when you get to your weight, you just go back to that total daily expenditure, and you're eating, and you don't have those overwhelming cravings because your body isn't starving. It's not just constantly thinking about what your next food is going to be. That's not healthy. Diet, and then binge. Diet, then binge. That's not healthy. You're going to learn how to listen to your body's natural hunger signals that I was totally out of tune with. I've learned that. This metabolism healing process is just the beginning of a wonderful journey that you can take to make yourself more healthy, to feel better, to make yourself a little more sane, talking from experience, and not to feel like you are the weak one. You are the strong one. You have all this strength. It's just using it in the right direction with the right knowledge. So again, I hope this helps you. Keep making those small changes for big results, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks.